First horror film I saw, well, the first horror film I saw was probably all the old Universal monsters back on like BBC Two and stuff back in the day. But the first horror film that I saw that had a deep impact on me was Evil Dead. Watched it at an 8th birthday party for some guy that I used to go to school with, and his dad come in at the end and was like, "Right, kids, let's all stick a movie on," and put the Evil Dead on. I remember all of the kids just running, screaming out the house, and I was just sat in front of the television like that. Sat there to the end, lifelong obsessive since. So, first horror movie I saw, Evil Dead. Favorite decade for horror? Ooh, everyone's going to go for the 80s, isn't it? And it's really, really difficult. The 80s was amazing. The 80s was phenomenal. You had everything that come out in the 80s, all the big hitters, so all like Friday the 13th, or like the proper Friday the 13th with Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh man, I've got to go for the 70s though, because that was the birth of everything. You had all the Italian splatter classics coming out, so it was all like Zombie Flesh Eater, City of the Living Dead. You had Dario Argento's amazing run of films in the 70s. Um, Alien, friggin' Halloween, you name it. Everything come out in the 70s, and then the 80s just built upon it. So for me, I'm going to go a little bit off script and go 70s. Favourite decade for horror, 1970s. Favourite director, it's got to be Dario Argento. I absolutely love the guy's work. The colour palette that he uses, the music that he uses, all like the Goblin soundtracks, the visceral points of all of his films. I think he was the best out of all of the 70s, like Giallo movie makers. Absolutely phenomenal. Dario Argento. I mean, I feel really bad because I'm like shitting on like Toby Hooper and Wes Craven and stuff like that, but definitely Argento for me. I've got a love affair with both, to be honest with you. For movies that's suspenseful, it's unbelievable. But for me, being a bit of a gore hound, I've got to go with gore. You've got zombie flesh eaters, you've got Cannibal Holocaust, you've got City of the Living Dead. You got, oh man, the list goes on. The thing with gore for me though, it's got to be gore in the right place. So I'm not really a massive fan of like all like the torture porn films or anything like that, or like Love August Underground, but that's just to shock you mates when you stick that on. Yeah, I've probably got to go with gore. VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray. Jesus, I'm old enough to remember all of them. I've got a little soft spot in my heart for VHS because I remember going to the video shop when I was a kid. Most of my horror movies used to be on DVD, and now I'm buying them all on Blu-ray again. Um, yeah, it's got to be Blu-ray for me. I mean, I am working my way through the whole of my collection, the stuff that I bought like 3 times over. I kind of like seeing like the little cheesy effects that look so amazing in like VHS be broke down and being able to see it in like 1080p. Um, yeah, I've got to go with Blu-ray because let's be honest, I've spent enough money on them. Got to be Michael Myers, hasn't it? It's got to be the shape. He's just horrible, and I'm not going from like the older ones. I'm going for the original Halloween. The original Halloween with the original shape is the best slasher film ever. It's just so creepy. The long shots that Carpenter does, the music, the faceless mask, just emotionless, coming after people to kill for no reason whatsoever. Halloween all the way. Going to be controversial. Everybody's going to go with a Romero zombie movie, and don't get me wrong, absolutely adore Romero zombies. Um, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Night of the Living Dead are iconic zombie movies. My go-to zombie movie has and always will be Zombie Flesh Eaters. I love it. Lucio Fulci, I think, was done in like 1978. The zombies in it actually look like zombies rather than just grey painted faces shuffling around. They look emaciated, they look mummified. There's worms coming out of their eyes. There's gore all over them. The zombie flesh eaters, man, every time. Blundellfly. Definitely Blundellfly after The Thing. Jeff Goldblum in David Cronenberg's version of The Fly. Absolutely horrific creature. Gore dripping off it, bits falling off of him all the time. Blundellfly. Jeff Goldblum as The Fly. Favourite monster. Jesus, I went to art school and there's so many. Top of my head, it's obviously Ghoulish Gary. It's obviously Graham Humphreys, but I have got to go with the original and, in my opinion, the best. I've got to go with Basil Gogo, man. Basil Gogo, who's done the artwork for all the famous monsters back in like the 60s. Met him at a con. What a amazingly nice fella. Love his artwork. He painted in like a Renaissance oils paintings of all these like Universal monsters and like going up to like Vincent Price and Basil Gogo, favourite artist of all time. Man, he done the Misfits record covers. Basil Gogo, definitely. It's a safety blanket, isn't it? So you're watching something that you hope would never happen to you, and you've got an opinion on what's going on all the way through, and you know that your day is going better than most of the people that you're watching on the screen. I've been watching horror movies since I've been way too young to watch horror movies, and it's kind of like my comfort movies now. I mean, I wouldn't really stick on like a comedy or just like a normal everyday movie, just for a feel good. My wintertime movie, snuggle up in bed, stick the thing on. Summertime, zombie flesh eaters. It's just for me. It's just perfect. It's you want to look into the darkness and you want to see what's out there. You've got that morbid curiosity to see what it actually looks like when someone's being torn apart, or you want that morbid curiosity to see exactly what it's like when something unnatural is happening to you. Yeah, it's just a big morbid comfort blanket for me. That's why horror for me. It's the whole thing is just brilliant. It's the community is so good. Everybody is just so nice and a little bit twisted. So why horror? Because it is.